Hello students, welcome to this learning video on applied mechanics. In this lesson, we will understand the basic concepts of force and resultant of forces in a very simple way. By the end of this video, you will know what force is, what types of force systems exist, what resultant force means, and how the parallelogram law of forces works. Let us start with the most important term in mechanics, force. Force is a push or pull applied by one body on another body. It can change the state of rest, motion, direction, or shape of an object. The SI unit of force is Newton. 1 Newton equals 1 kilogram meter per second square. Force is a vector quantity, which means it has both magnitude and direction. Examples of force are pushing a cart, pulling a rope, and gravitational attraction between objects. Why is force important? Force is the main cause of motion, equilibrium, and deformation. It can start motion, stop motion, change speed, change direction, produce rotation, or even change the shape of a body. How is a force defined? A force is completely defined by four things. First, its magnitude, which means strength. Second, its direction. Third, its direction sense, such as upward or downward or inclined. And fourth, its point of application, which is the exact place where the force acts. Let us discuss types and system of forces. When more than one force acts on a body, we call it a force system. There are different types of force systems. If all forces lie in the same plane, they are called coplanar forces. We will study analysis of only coplanar forces, as non-coplanar force system is very difficult to understand. If all the lines of action meet at one point, they are called concurrent forces. Again, we will study analysis of only concurrent forces, as non-concurrent force system is difficult. If forces act along the same straight line, they are collinear forces. For the same direction, resultant is the simple summation of forces, and for the opposite direction, resultant is the difference. If forces act along parallel lines, they are called parallel forces. Now let us understand the principle of transmissibility. It states that a force acting on a rigid body can be moved anywhere along its line of action without changing the external effect on the body. For example, a car can be pushed from the front or pulled from the rear along the same line, and the motion produced will be the same. What is reaction force? According to Newton's third law of motion, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So, when a body applies force on another body, the second body gives back an equal and opposite force called reaction force. For example, a book placed on a table has its weight acting downward, and the table gives an upward reaction. This keeps the book in equilibrium. Let us understand the concept of resultant force. When many forces act on a body at the same time, they can be replaced by one single equivalent force called the resultant force. This resultant force produces the same effect as all the forces acting together. If the resultant force is zero, the body is in equilibrium. If the resultant force is not zero, then the motion of the body changes. Now comes for the most important laws in applied mechanics, the law of parallelogram of forces. If two forces act at a point and are represented by the adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then their resultant is represented by the diagonal passing through that point. To find sum of two force vectors, the tail of second force vector F2 is placed on head of first vector F1. The vector joining the tail of first vector to head of second vector is the resultant as shown by diagonal of this parallelogram here. Similarly, we can place tail of first force vector F1 on head of second vector F2. The vector joining the tail of F2 to head of F1, again diagonal of parallelogram, is the resultant. Here, as per parallelogram theorem of forces, resultant of forces P and Q is diagonal of parallelogram R. To find magnitude and direction of resultant of two force vectors P and Q, that is R, resolve force vector Q along and perpendicular to the direction of force vector P. In phase component AD equals Q cos theta and perpendicular component DC equals Q sin theta.
In right angle triangle ODC, the base OD is OA plus AD, that is P plus Q cos theta, and perpendicular DC is Q sin theta. And as per Pythagoras, the diagonal OC square is base OD square plus perpendicular DC square, where base OD is P plus Q cos theta and perpendicular is Q sin theta. So resultant R square is equal to P plus Q cos theta whole square plus Q sin theta whole square. Here a plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab, and this is q sine theta whole square, q square sine square theta. When we brought q square common from this term, we got cos square theta, and from here we got sine square theta, and the sum of two become 1. So when we square root, the magnitude of resultant is given as square root of p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. If resultant force R makes an angle alpha with force P, then in this right angle triangle, as per trigonometry, tan alpha is perpendicular upon base, and perpendicular is q sine theta, and base is P plus q cos theta. So if we know the value of P and Q and the angle between the two forces theta, we can find out angle which resultant makes with one. So as per parallelogram of forces, if two forces P and Q have an angle theta, then their resultant are got a magnitude square root of P square plus Q square plus 2pq cos theta, and angle alpha which resultant makes with one force P is given as tan alpha is q sine theta divided by P plus Q cos theta. So here we have 5 unknown parameter P, Q, R, theta and alpha, and we got two equations. So out of 5, if any 3 parameters are given, we can find out other 2, and we'll solve such numerical problem in our next video.